Welcome back to Complicated Stuff on the Girl Has It All channel. For those of you tuning in for the first time, I'm Thomas.
And I'm Jenna.
And welcome, your guide through all things quantum.
Exactly.
And we're both part of the amazing team here at Girl Has It All.
And on today's episode, number 18, we're tackling some discoveries that are really shaking things up in the world of science. Get ready to have your mind boggled because we're about to dive into some research that's making scientists rethink what they thought they knew about our world and maybe even the universe.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah.
I love this stuff.
Let's kick things off with something we all need to survive.
Right.
Oxygen. You know, the stuff we breathe. We all learned back in school that oxygen comes from plants through photosynthesis.
Right.
Sunlight hits a plant, magic happens, and voila, we have oxygen.
Yeah, it's been a cornerstone of biology for centuries.
Right. But what if I told you there's a new way oxygen is being created? And it doesn't involve sunlight at all.
Okay, now you've got my attention. Imagine this. Thousands of feet below the ocean surface, in complete darkness, metallic rocks are producing oxygen.
Rocks making oxygen in the dark.
It sounds unbelievable, right? But scientists have discovered these potato-sized nodules on the ocean floor called ferromanganese nodules. And they seem to be splitting seawater molecules, releasing oxygen in the process.
So how are these rocks making oxygen down there where there's no sunlight?
Well, they're doing it through a process similar to electrolysis. Essentially, these nodules are acting like tiny underwater batteries.
So these rocks are creating their own electricity and using it to split water molecules.
That's what researchers are trying to figure out. It's still early days in the research, but it seems like the nodules might contain certain metals that react with seawater, creating a tiny electrical current.
Okay.
And that electrical current is splitting the water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen, just like we can do with electrolysis in a lab.
Exactly. And it's a game changer because it challenges our fundamental understanding of how oxygen is produced.
And what's even more mind-boggling is that some scientists are skeptical.
That's right. There's definitely debate within the scientific community about how widespread this phenomenon might be and how exactly it works.
It's almost as if the ocean floor is holding its breath, keeping this secret from us for millions of years.
It does make you wonder what other secrets are hiding in the depths of our oceans, right?
But here's where it gets really exciting. If oxygen can be created without sunlight, then maybe, just maybe, it could exist in other places we never thought possible, like on other planets or moons.
That's right. This discovery has huge implications for the search for extraterrestrial life. Think about Jupiter's moon Europa or Saturn's moon Enceladus.
Right.
They both have vast oceans beneath their icy surfaces. And if this dark oxygen process is happening there, it could potentially support microbial life.
So this seemingly simple discovery about rocks on the ocean floor could completely change how we view the possibility of life beyond Earth.
It's a pretty amazing thought, isn't it?
It really is. And it just shows how interconnected everything is, from the deepest parts of our oceans to the search for life in the vastness of space. But let's not get too carried away with aliens just yet, because this discovery has major implications for our understanding of our own planet, too.
Absolutely.
It makes you wonder what else we might find if we keep exploring.
Right.
Okay, so we've got these rocks making oxygen in the pitch black of the ocean. What other wild discoveries are waiting for us?
Oh, let's talk about water. Can you imagine an ocean bigger than all the ones we see on the surface?
An ocean bigger than all the oceans combined. That's hard to even fathom.
Well, get this massive hidden ocean isn't just bigger, it's also located hundreds of miles beneath the Earth's surface.
Yeah.
Buried deep within the Earth's mantle.
An underground ocean. You're kidding, right? Shouldn't it have erupted out or something?
That's what's so fascinating. This water isn't flowing freely like the oceans we're familiar with. It's trapped within a type of rock called ringwoodite.
Ringwoodite? What's that?
It's a mineral that forms under incredibly high pressure, like the kind of pressure you'd find hundreds of miles beneath the Earth's surface.
Uh-huh.
And it turns out that ringwoodite acts like a sponge, absorbing and holding vast amounts of water.
Hold on. So this water is trapped inside the rock. It's not like a giant underground lake.
Exactly. The water molecules are actually incorporated into the ringwoodite's crystal structure. And here's where it gets really strange. The water in ringwoodite isn't in a state we normally think of. It's not liquid, solid, or gas. It's something else entirely.
You're telling me there's a fourth state of water?
You heard that right. Scientists call it superionic water. and it exists under extreme pressure and temperature.
Wow.
And this superionic water is locked away in ringwoodite deep within the Earth.
That's right. And scientists estimate that this subterranean reservoir could hold 3 times more water than all the surface oceans combined.
3 times.
That's mind-blowing. So there's this massive hidden water source beneath our feet, and we had no idea.
It really makes you rethink what we know about our planet, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's like we're discovering a whole new world right under our noses. And remember those oxygen-producing rocks we talked about earlier?
What about them?
Well, some scientists believe that this massive reservoir of water in ringwoodite could be connected to that process.
You're saying there could be a link between this hidden ocean and the creation of oxygen on the ocean floor.
It's a possibility. This discovery of a massive water source deep within the Earth further supports the idea of a whole Earth water cycle, a cycle that extends far beyond the surface and involves processes we're only beginning to understand.
So we've got oxygen being created in the darkness of the ocean and a hidden ocean locked away in the Earth's mantle. It seems like the more we learn about our planet, the more we realize how much we still don't know.
And that's what makes science so exciting, isn't it? There's always something new to discover, always a new mystery to unravel, and who knows what incredible findings await us just around the corner.
I know, it's so cool.
Speaking of mysteries, let's shift gears and talk about something else that's been making headlines. Have you ever wondered what space sounds like?
I've always assumed it would be completely silent, just a vast, empty vacuum.
You'd think so, right? But there's this phenomenon called chorus waves, bursts of electromagnetic radiation that emanate from high above Earth's surface.
Electromagnetic radiation, that sounds pretty intense.
It can be. And what's really cool is that when these signals are converted into audio, they sound like birds chirping.
Wait a minute, are you telling me there are space birds chirping away in the vacuum of space?
Not quite. But the sounds are eerily similar. And these waves have been known for decades. But what's surprising is that scientists have recently detected them much farther out from Earth than they ever thought possible.
So these space chirps are traveling farther than we thought. What does that mean?
Well, it challenges our understanding of how and where these waves are generated. Scientists thought chorus waves required a specific type of magnetic field environment close to Earth to form. But now it seems they can form in much more diverse conditions.
Interesting. But what does this have to do with us here on Earth?
Well, it turns out these chorus waves can actually impact Earth's radiation belts,
Oh, okay.
which can be a threat to satellites and even affect our atmosphere. So these space chirps are more than just a curious phenomenon. They can actually have tangible effects on our planet.
So these space chirps are more than just a curious phenomenon. They can actually have tangible effects on our planet.
Exactly. It's another example of how seemingly unrelated phenomena in space can have real consequences for us here on Earth. So we've covered a lot of ground today, from rocks making oxygen in the dark to a hidden ocean deep beneath our feet. And now, these mysterious space chirps that can affect our planet. What do you say we take a short break and come back with one final mind-blowing discovery?
Sounds good to me. I'm ready for my brain to be completely melted by the end of this episode.
All right, we'll be back in a minute. All right, are you ready for this last discovery?
Hit me with it, I'm all ears.
Okay, so you know how we've been talking about all these things that challenge what we thought we knew?
Yeah, like oxygen from rocks in a hidden ocean. It's been pretty wild.
Well, get ready, because this next one is going to bend your mind.
I'm ready. Lay it on me.
All right, have you ever thought about time? Like what it actually is?
I mean, I know time is what keeps everything from happening at once, but beyond that, it's pretty mind-boggling.
Right, it feels like it's always moving forward.
Exactly. We experience time as this linear thing, always flowing from the past to the present to the future.
But what if I told you that scientists are exploring the possibility of negative time?
Negative time. That sounds like something straight out of a science fiction movie.
I know. It's a really wild concept, but it's rooted in this strange and counterintuitive world of quantum physics.
Okay, I'm intrigued, but completely lost. Tell me more.
All right, so imagine this. Scientists are conducting an experiment where they're shining photons, which are particles of light, at atoms that have been energized or excited.
Okay, I'm following so far.
What they expect to see is that the atoms absorb the photons, get even more energized, and then eventually release the photons and return to their normal state.
Right, that makes sense.
But here's where things get really bizarre. In some instances, it's like the atoms return to their normal state before they even get hit by the photon.
Wait, what? That's like me finishing a race before I even start running.
Exactly. It's as if, at the quantum level, time is running in reverse.
Okay.
But these findings are forcing us to reconsider our understanding of time, especially within the realm of quantum mechanics.
So what does negative time actually mean?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, and scientists are still debating how to interpret these experimental results. Some believe that it might not actually be time running backwards, but rather a strange quantum effect we don't fully understand yet.
Okay.
Others think it could have something to do with the way we measure time at the quantum level, which is vastly different from how we experience time in our everyday lives.
So are you saying that there's a possibility that time, as we understand it, doesn't even exist at the quantum level?
It's definitely a possibility, and it opens up a whole can of worms about the nature of reality itself.
I think I need to sit down and process all of this.
I hear you. It's a lot to take in. We've covered some pretty mind-bending stuff today. But isn't it amazing to think about how much we're still discovering about our world and the universe?
It really is. It makes you realize how much there still is to learn and explore.
And it makes you appreciate the power of science to challenge our assumptions and expand our understanding of reality. You know, it's funny. We started this episode talking about oxygen from rocks, and now we're contemplating the possibility of negative time.
It's been quite a journey.
It really has. And it just goes to show that even in the 21st century, we're still making groundbreaking discoveries that have the potential to change everything we thought we knew. And the best part is, there's always more to come. Who knows what other mind-blowing discoveries await us in the future?
Yeah.
And that's why we love doing this show, sharing these incredible findings with all of you and hopefully inspiring you to keep learning and exploring.
Absolutely.
Speaking of exploring, if you're feeling inspired to delve deeper into any of the topics we discussed today, or if you're simply looking for a supportive community to connect with, we encourage you to check out Girl Has It All.
That's right. We have an amazing community of coaches, resources, and like-minded individuals who are all on a journey of growth and discovery. So whether you're passionate about science, personal development, or anything in between, Girl Has It All is here to support you.
And as we wrap up this episode, we want to leave you with a question to ponder.
Okay, hit us with it.
If scientists can create oxygen in the dark, discover a hidden ocean beneath our feet, detect space sounds traveling farther than we thought, and even explore the possibility of negative time, what other seemingly impossible things might be within our reach?
That's a great question to think about. And we encourage you to keep asking questions, keep exploring, and never stop challenging the limits of what you believe is possible.
It's amazing how these discoveries like oxygen from rocks or the concept of negative time really challenge our perceptions of what's possible.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder what other groundbreaking discoveries are just waiting to be uncovered.
It really does. It makes you appreciate the power of human curiosity
Yeah.
and our drive to understand the universe around us.
Exactly, and we're so grateful to be able to share these discoveries with all of you. So before we sign off, we'd love to hear from you. What are some of the scientific discoveries that have blown your mind? What mysteries of the universe are you most curious about? Share your thoughts with us on social media. We're on all the usual platforms. And of course, don't forget to check out Girl Has It All for more information and resources.
Yes, Girl Has It All is an incredible community that supports women in their journeys of growth and discovery. So if you're feeling inspired to explore your potential, whether it's in science, personal development, or anything else that lights you up, head over to Girl Has It All and see what they have to offer.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Complicated Stuff. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and keep embracing the wonder of the universe.